Hello and welcome to episode 12 of the LCG Production Podcast. Thanks to 5P for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it.
So we always just start by asking, how did you get into music? What's your story like?
Oh man. so so we got to take it back all the way to 2007, man. I was 14 at that time. I'm 27 now, turning 28 in August. So it all started back in 2007. I was a freshman in high school. I really didn't get into rapping until my freshman year. Eighth grade, I was toying with it. I was listening to a lot of dope artists at the time, like 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, The Game, Jay-Z, and you name it, they were always on my playlist. So when I first started, I remember I started listening to this one song by Jay-Z called 99 Problems.
Yeah.
And then as well, at the time I was like looking around through Lil Wayne's discography. And because that was around the time the Carter 3 was about to drop and all that. And, I like being nosy and, oh, when is it going to come out? Let's see how the track list is going or whatever. And there was this album that he released a long time ago called 500 Degrees. And I ended up getting, I forgot what type of instrumental it was, but it was one of those, like free beats that you can get off YouTube or whatnot. And I was like, you know what would sound cool? Let's call this song 500 Problems. And that's where the 5P comes from.
Right.
So I made that song up. And then before, my name was Iskar Chavez. That's my government name. Weird name, but still, it's a rare name. So I said, you know what? I have a rare name. Let me get a rare rap name that no one has. Uh, so I was still thinking about it. And then when I dropped the song, all my friends and all that stuff, even random people would come up to me in school, be like, "Hey, what's good, Mr. 500 Problems?" I was like, wait, what? And it's because of the song I dropped. People were hearing it. And I was like, you know what? Y'all just gave me my rap name. All right, cool. I'm gonna go by Mr. 500 Problems. And then by 2008, I shortened it to Mr. 5P because 500 Problems is like way too long. And people were also asking me, "Hey, how'd you get the name?" And I told them, but as well, it's like, it's a rare name. Like 50 Cent calls himself 50 Cent. And for me, I'm just like, you know what? It's rare and it's new, so I'm gonna just go with it. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, throughout the years, people just shortened it down to 5P. So uh, my rap name is Mr. 5P, but if people want to call me 5P, I'm perfectly fine with that. But I also run a record label by the name of Fade Records Entertainment. Right now, I have one artist signed under me by the name of Monkey Face. He's doing a lot of good things, a lot of music. We have a song that's on our local radio station right now, and it's all about the grind, man. I'm not doing this for the fame and fortune, because I know what that can do. I've known people that have been in that position. A lot of stories from a lot of famous rappers that talked about that. Like for instance, T-Pain came. He has a Twitch stream, and I watch it because he gives out a lot of gems in that. And he talks about bad management, why you shouldn't sign a record deal unless it's a good deal, and just all that good stuff, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just working hard on music right now.
Yeah, of course, I can tell. Uh, so I'm really interested to hear. That's a lot of experience you've had, and you must have learned so many things. So, I guess, yeah, what are the biggest things
Mm.
you've learned in all that experience of rapping?
Um, the biggest experience, man, is not to trust everybody. I've been in positions where uh, I've gotten on phone calls with Lazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. I've gotten a chance to meet like a lot of other dope, talented artists that are up there. I wouldn't say any like A or B list, but like around C list celebrities. But it's mostly because there's a lot of janky promoters out there. There was this one promoter, I don't want to mention any names, but There was this one promoter that I was real cool with. It was like maybe 2, 3 years ago. We did me and my team, we did a show at a local bar. We brought down, I don't know if you know him, but probably not, but he's well known over here in Arizona. He was in a group called the NB Riders, and his name is Zigzag. He's well known here in Arizona. We brought him down, and the place was packed. It was to the point where a lot of people were waiting in line just to get in. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I had a song with him, me and my friend Manny Cash. He was a part of my label at the time. Mm-hmm. And it was our album release party. So we brought him down, and there was a promoter that was cool with him, and he hit me up and he was like, "Hey bro, it'd be an honor if I can host the show and all that good stuff." And I said, you know what, why not? They're friends. I might as well bring him down too. And he has experience, like he was telling me the experience that he has, the connections that he has. So we brought him down, and I remember we had an intermission, and me and him, we were just talking about business and all that stuff. And he wanted to do business with me and my team. And I was just like, you know what, this is a great opportunity to expand our brand. And when that happened, he said, "Oh, well, I have these shows lined up in Tucson and in Phoenix, but you got to pretty much pay to play." And I didn't know that was bad at that time. Like, there's a lot of people that are willing to pay to play. There's a time and place for all that. But for me, it's just like what I should have done. Instead of just saying screw it and just spending my money, I should have been spending my money on like Facebook advertising, YouTube advertising, because that's what I do now. I haven't done a show, I want to say, since 2019, Halloween of 2019. Mainly because here in my city, they really don't support local talent unless you give them something. You know what I'm saying? It's like, they're like, "Oh, well, we're not going to support you because you owe us a lot." And we did a lot for our community. And even till this day, you know what I'm saying? Like, we still try to do a lot of stuff for our community. But the problem is that once you do stuff for the community, they just spit in your face. And I don't mean to be like disrespectful towards my city, because I love my city. It's just a lot of people here just like using people just for the stuff they have, sadly. So for me, the main thing that I learned throughout my career is don't trust everybody. It's better off for you to cut off the people, just cut off the dead weight, pretty much. Just have a small circle. Like, my circle is probably like 3 or 4 people, and that's it. Back then, it used to be a lot of people, but I had to cut off all the dead weight because all they were doing was just holding me down.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the biggest thing that I've learned.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I've heard that from so many experienced, not just rappers, but just artists in general. Like it's a tough industry to be
right.
And like the longer you spend in it, I can just tell that you're going to come across people who don't have your best interests at heart. Going back to something you said about ads,
exactly.
What's your sort of experience been like with that?
So I've been digging into ads for a few years now, but the majority of the time I was just wasting money because I didn't know what I was doing. And for any up and coming artist that's going to see our interview, I would suggest you looking up Andrew Southworth or Tom Dupree. They are the ones that taught me how to do everything. Like, they usually have live chats every week, and I ask questions. But basically, they teach you how to promote your Spotify account. So with Facebook ads, if you guys don't know, you have to have a fan page first. So, and then you'd have to go to their Facebook ads manager. And it's a lot to explain, but if you look up their videos, they will go from step one all the way through. But I don't want people to, be thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna get 1 million streams or whatnot." Like, the results may vary, man. It really depends on the music. It has to be good. You can't put, a low quality, record out there and expect it to give you hundreds and thousands of views. That's just not how it works, sadly. Um, but yeah, they are definitely very experienced when it comes to advertising, and that's how I learned. I also do Instagram ads within the Facebook Ads Manager because Facebook owns Instagram. And I do YouTube ads for music videos. You know, a lot of oh my god, a lot of people in my city when they see the numbers on my stuff, like it's not big numbers, but my current music video has 11,000 right now. I use advertising and I also promote it myself throughout my social media. Um, they'll usually tell me, "Oh man, you're buying, fake views and all that stuff," and "Oh, this guy's just a fraud." I'm just like, bro, it's because you guys don't know how to expand your brand. Like, I'm just trying to teach everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to teach what these guys are teaching me. And like I mentioned before, I'm not in it for the fame and the fortune. If I can make a living out of my craft, that's perfectly fine to me. I mean, if it ever happens, it happens, but um, I'll I'll just be comfortable just making a living out of my craft, man, because this is what I love doing. And I've been telling people the day that I decide to stop making music, I'm gonna still be involved in music, whether it's just behind the scenes building up a new artist, because music's been in my blood. My dad, um, back in the day, he used to be in a cover band here in town, and every weekend they used to sell out shows every weekend, and that was crazy because stuff like that doesn't happen in our city anymore. But around that time, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have, what we have now, this advanced technology. Now what we had back then, it was just like flyers or just word of mouth. And I give so much respect for all the artists that hustled without the internet, because imagine now seeing these artists, putting them back then. Oh man, they'll have some trouble, man. But it's also a good thing that technology is advanced the way that it has, because it's easier for artists to get out there now. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like you have no excuse. You literally have the power right in front of you. The internet can be either your worst enemy or your best friend. You know what I'm saying? So it's better that what I tell artists is don't rush into things. Do your research first. If you need help, you can ask me, or I can tell you, or I can give you the link. Oh, here's what I use, for my promotion and all that good stuff. So,
Mhm. Yeah, like the thing about the internet, it's made the barrier to entry so low, which is great. Like anyone can get started now, and you can reach
right.
everyone. Like one video goes viral, you can reach like in the entire world, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
man.
But
That's crazy.
it means there's so much competition though. So you need to be making the right
Oh, yeah.
moves. Like you can't just rely. Good music is key, but it's not enough unless you get very lucky. So like that's
Right.
why like I think it's so good to hear that like you're getting really deep into ads
Right.
because
So
like
with that, bro, like another thing that I tell people, it gets,
can you hear me?
so what I tell people with that, bro, is yeah, I can hear you.
Keep going, keep going.
Hey, you still there, bro?
Yeah, yeah. I think we cut out, but keep going. That was really good.
Hello? Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So the thing, oh, so good. The thing with that, bro, is with me, I tell people, you're okay. You're in the ocean with a lot of people that are trying to promote their stuff for free. And I was there, so I completely understand. But once you start putting money into your craft, you go into the other part of the ocean where a lot of other people are willing to put money behind their craft. Now, what that is, it really depends on your grind now. Because back in the day when people didn't know about like Facebook advertising and stuff, it was way easier for someone to get known. Because back when I used to do it, and mind you, if I knew the stuff now, back then that I know now, I'd be probably in a different position right now. But um, when you get put in that category with all these other artists that put money behind their craft, it really depends on how much you want to spend on your craft. And I understand people are on a budget like myself. I'm not rich and wealthy like I wish I was, but but sometimes you just got to work with what you have. And it really depends on your targeting. If your targeting is really well, like let's just say, for instance, you sound like Drake, you'd have to hit all of Drake's fan base. Or when you set up ads, I usually do like three artists that I think I'm similar to. Like when I rap sometimes and I tell stories, I mostly put J. Cole. Uh, I sing, so I'd put Drake. You know what I'm saying? So, um, and I try to see if their fans are willing to convert into fans of mine, and if not, it's okay. Things happen for a reason. It's either a hit or miss with advertising, but um, you know, it's better to know, oh, I have to put money in my craft in order to get out there. So that's another thing that I like to tell a lot of artists from my city that come to me for advice. Um, and don't get me wrong, if you're an artist and you don't have money at the moment, that's fine. What what I would recommend, if that's the case, is do covers. Do covers or remixes of popular songs and throw them up on YouTube, or throw them up as a minute clip on your TikTok or on Instagram. Because then, especially on YouTube, because when a new song drops, a lot of people are looking for that song. And usually, like, I used to do it too, but for me, I'm more of an original music type of guy. But when I used to do it, I used to look up a random song that was popping at the time, and a lot of these covers, a lot of these remixes would pop up, and that's how a lot of artists get out there when they're trying to do stuff for free. And it's also good if you do have money to spend. You know what I'm saying? Like the more promo, the better. At the end of the day.
Yeah. Um, how do you get past that fear of like putting money towards it? Because it's a big, big jump from just like,
Ooh.
all right, I'm just doing this as like a hobby. Like, if people come to me, it's fine. How did you like personally just like, right, I'm going in all in for this. Like, I'm just putting money in. And for people listening, how do they make that transition?
So I literally, in all honesty, I just lost my fear of that this year. Oh yeah, it's like I said, I've been doing ads, I want to say since like 2016. And ever since then, I was just wasting money. So it was a good amount of money that I basically just threw away. And for me, my fear, I I lost my fear this year because I was unemployed, man. Like I currently work a job right now, but I was unemployed around that time, and I'm like, damn, I'm not gonna make it. Uh, I'm getting older. The whole stereotype is, oh, they don't, in hip hop, if you're a certain age, they're gonna just like kick you out. You know what I'm saying? And I used to think that, but in all honesty, like I said, with the technology and with the right, promo and all that stuff, there's fans for any type of music. And for people that are currently in fear of spending money, you just need to sit down and think of a game plan. You know what I'm saying? Like with me, when I got my new job, I work as a delivery driver for food at a local restaurant. So what I do is I have money to pay my bills, of course, but I also set money aside, and my wife, she's amazing, man. She runs her own business called Soulful Custom. She does shirts. She says everything you can make custom, she could probably do it. That, and then she has a job, and then I was talking about going all in with advertising, like nonstop. Like I'm not going to stop it. I'm going to go this whole year just spending money on advertising. And now with what I know, the knowledge that I have, I'm planning on using that and see where it goes from there. So I was talking to my wife about it, and she was like, you know what, go all in. And I was like, are you sure? She said, hell yeah, go all in. Like you've been working your ass off all these years, helping out other talent. You need to help yourself for once. And that was another thing that I was doing. Like when I used to sign artists to my label, I used to focus on them because I'm not the type of artist to sign somebody and put them in the back burner, because I think that's not fair. Because if that's the case, you're way better just doing that on your own. With me, it's like the same equal amount of promotion I get, I'm gonna make sure you have. So that's what I was doing. But I really wasn't focusing on myself because it got to a point where people were like, "Hey, bro, when are you dropping more music? It's been like 6 months or a year and you haven't dropped anything." And at the time, I didn't think anything of that. But anyways, back to what I was talking about. She said, "Yeah, go all in with your ads. I got you. You know, we're both working, we're both making money. Why not? You know what I'm saying?" So I did, you know, and it's been a good 2 months since I went all in with this. My current single right now on Spotify is sitting at 2,000 plus streams without any, you know, playlisting or anything. And if they're on playlists, is because people put it on their own personal playlist. And and then also TikTok, man. TikTok, if you're an up and coming artist, I suggest that you go on TikTok. I'm not big on TikTok, but I'm starting to get the hang of it. But I see a lot of up and coming artists that promote their music on there, and let me tell you, the just a miracle, man. And I'm saying get on TikTok now because right now they don't have as much advertising going on there. But once they do, the algorithm is going to mess everything up, and it's going to be hard to get out there, just like it is with Facebook, just like it is with Instagram. Because with all that, bro, like I tell people again, TikTok is the only social media platform that you can grow organically right now. With Facebook, I remember I used to post something on my page. I used to get probably like 100 likes or whatever. Now I barely get like 15, you know? But again, likes shouldn't matter either. But, you know, how the algorithm used to work back then for Facebook, same with Instagram. But now it's like you don't reach all of the people that you have on there. So they make you pay in order to reach everybody, which is not fair. But at the same time, they got to make their money. You know what I'm saying? So they have to monetize everything that they do. They're a company, so I really can't blame them. Um, but yeah, with TikTok, it's right now is the only platform that you can grow organically. So if you guys are, you know, thinking about doing it or not, just, you know, just do your research or just have fun with it, man. Because with me, I usually post a lot of comedy stuff on there. And every now and then I post about my music because I'm not just trying to spam people my music and have them get annoyed, you know? Um, but yeah, that's how it is with that. Just think of a game plan. And if you're planning on going all in with advertising, go all in. Once again, go look up Andrew Southworth or Tom Dupree Spotify ads, and they have a whole playlist explaining on, you know, how they do things, and they even have a video collaborating with each other as well. So yeah, I suggest everyone go look them up and, you know, think of a game plan and get the ball rolling.
Mhm. So, if you had $1,000 right now, how exactly would you like roughly sort of divvy that up into ads, like Google ads, Facebook ads, and like what specific type of ads, like getting right into the detail of it?
If I had $1,000 right now,
Hmm.
I would I would split them. I wouldn't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna put 500 here, 500 there." Obviously, I'm gonna start small because when you're putting money into advertising, it's a bad idea. Bad idea. Just putting, you know, that full amount up front. You have to learn how to start off small, and if you start seeing results on that, like good results, then you can go ahead and up the ante a little bit. Um, I would definitely, I wouldn't choose an exact ad platform to go to. I would just split them between Facebook advertising and YouTube advertising because to me those are the ones that have been working really well for me. And if people don't know, they give you for YouTube ads, they give you like a certain option, like you want in stream, pretty much is the, you know, the little 5-second clips that they show before, you know, you can skip the ad and go to straight to your video, or they have a discovery ad, and that's the one that I'm doing right now is discovery ads, because I used to do in-stream ads for YouTube, and a lot of people that I've watched were like, no, that's annoying. People don't care about that, you know, and it feels like they're being forced to click on it, even though, you know, they have the option to skip. But compared to discovery ads, now what discovery ads are is, I don't know if, you know, you've done like a quick search on YouTube and you see like a little ad, right, you know, as the first result, and then what you were looking for. Or when you're looking at a video, literally right on the side, there's an ad and it shows like, a thumbnail of some random video. That's what discovery ads are. At least when you get the views for that, it's because people decide to click on it, not because they're, watching an advertisement, or they feel like they're forced to click on it. It's they choose to click on that ad and they choose to watch it, rate it and comment it or whatever. Um, Rome wasn't built in a day, so don't expect, fast results. It really depends on the type of money that you put into it. Like for me, I put in $10 a day for YouTube. I've seen people spend up to like $100 a day, which is crazy. But if you have the money for it, why not? But I usually do like $10 a day for YouTube ads, and so far it's given me great results. Obviously, I'm not expecting, get millions of views and comments and all that stuff, but you have to, be patient with it and build up slowly. And also another thing is you have to remain consistent. You have to remain very consistent in this game, because back in the day, you can drop an album and your fans will wait like 2-3 years until you drop the next one. Nowadays, man, you have to drop stuff at least every 4 weeks, or, every 2 weeks. And I myself I'm just learning that right now. Like I dropped my single back in January the 25th. And I've been doing nonstop promo by the 26th, I want to say, or the 29th. I got to check again. I'm dropping another single with my artist Monkey Face, and I'm trying to help build him up at the same time I'm building myself up. We're building off of each other because he had a local fan base before I signed him. But yeah, man.
Mhm. So, specifically with Facebook ads, are you just
Right.
doing sort of like the swipe, the link, whatever? The link just goes to Spotify, and then you sort of have to hope that they're gonna turn into fans through listening to it on Spotify, or do you send them to like your Instagram account or what?
So I'm actually doing both. So my first ad is the swipe up thing. I do story ads. So it'd be Facebook ads, Instagram story ads, and Messenger story ads. And I use the option conversions. If people don't know what conversions are, it's pretty much like a link click campaign, but the link clicks, the thing with that is there's usually a lot of bots on there, and Facebook doesn't recognize them as bots. So when they click on it, people are going to look at the results. It's like, oh, I got 1,000 clicks, but a good majority of them could be from bots. So conversions, it has you go to, so with conversions, you have to make a landing page for that. Like for instance, right now I'm using a landing page called Toneden. And once you go to my landing page, it shows you the options for streaming platforms. So I'm using that right now. And with conversions, it blocks out all of the bots. And mind you, Facebook isn't perfect. So maybe a couple of them can slip by, but not as much, as it were to happen with a regular link click campaign. With conversions, it X's out all the bots and all that stuff, and it gives you information, where they're clicking and all that good stuff. But in order for it to count as a click, they have to go to the landing page, but it only counts once they click on the service that they want to listen to your song to. So right now, for the first 2 weeks, I was only focusing on Spotify because that's where I want to build my fan base, is Spotify. Uh, so for the first 2 weeks, I was going hard on just Spotify, and after that, add Apple Music, and the people who want to stream it on Apple Music, they'll choose Apple Music. Um, but when you guys set up the ad, make sure to look up first on Google, look up Spotify countries, and it's going to show you everywhere where Spotify is available. Um, you will manually have to type all the countries down, sadly. I thought you can just copy and paste, but sadly you can't do that. So you'd have to type down all the countries that Spotify is available in, but I would suggest you excluding India and the Philippines. And I know there's a lot of people that listen to music from those places, but that's where all the click farms are at, all the bot click farms or whatever they want to call it. But yeah, that's I try to avoid India, I try to avoid the Philippines, but everywhere else where Spotify is available, I would put that down. And obviously, your the age range, you'd have to, like, if you already have a following or whatnot, you look through your analytics and you see, well, okay, what, you know, who's bumping my music, age 18 through 35, let's just say. And if you don't, if you're barely looking for a fan base, I would suggest you go from 13 to 55 years old. Trust me, there's a lot of older people that will listen to your music. Trust me, I encountered this old lady in my city. She stopped me and she's all like, "I know you from somewhere," and I'm like, "Really? You do?" Yeah, I've seen your advertising on Facebook, and I checked out your song, and it was good. Like, I really liked it. And you know, that just shows you, like, a lot of these older people are willing to listen to new music, man. That's just crazy. I never thought that.
Can I ask what's your sort of best like cost for conversion been for listening to Spotify? Like, how much are you paying per conversion? So just to finish off, where should everyone find your music and any new stuff that you want to sort of tell people about?
So y'all can find me on Instagram at official Mr. 5P. Y'all can find me on Spotify. Just look up Mr. 5P. Don't spell it out though. Don't spell out 5P. It's just the number 5, the letter P, Mr. And also YouTube. You know, all streaming platforms, Mr. 5P. Just look me up, y'all. And hopefully, you know, who's ever seen this and is, you know, looking forward to listening to my stuff. Hopefully, you know, y'all join the movement, y'all join the family, and let's get it, man.
Perfect.